Okay. So now we learn a little bit about, your background and how things were for you on the academic side of things. So now we're going to pivot, move a little bit into your career, which you have
Mhm.
been doing some excellent work in that area. Now, you mentioned here in your bio, National Construction Authority. How did that come about? How did you get involved with that company?
Okay, so I got in as a graduate trainee. This was just 2 years after I graduated school.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in as a graduate trainee, and of course, from there, it's just been hard work, dedication, growing myself. I'm one person that believes growth doesn't stop at a certain point. So every year you meet me, in fact, my friends keep complaining. They say you study too much. Every year you meet me, I'm doing something different. It's either a professional course or just furthering my studies into or diversifying anything I want to read, depending on what phase of my life I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I got into National Construction Authority in 2014, and
Mm-hmm.
I have since been promoted twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's also been a journey there, but I thank God because the kind of exposure I got there, it was a different environment altogether because I had never, you know, been or known anything about the construction industry. So I got to learn a lot about the construction industry, and that's actually what motivated me to diversify my business into construction.
Yes, absolutely. Because that's what I was thinking about earlier too.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, how did she get into construction? What was the interest in construction? But like you said, you came in at a lower stage of it,
Mhm.
entry level, and over time, you're able to develop the skills and things that
Yeah.
you had there. Okay, and so with those skills and stuff, hence I guess you founded the Minkoti. Am I saying it
Min-
right? Minkoti.
Minkoti was founded in 2009. I was barely in university then. So
Oh,
Minkoti was doing something entirely different then.
mm-hmm. Tell us about
yeah,
that.
I only came to diversify. So I initially started just doing general supplies. I would supply printers, I would supply computers to government offices, to private offices. But over time, I became a bit redundant and it got a bit boring. And I was like, I need a challenge. I need to do something absolutely challenging for me, dive into deeper waters. So in 2018, after being around many contractors, developers, I developed an interest in construction and I was like, why not? Let me just try this. Because I actually got to learn that you do not need to be an engineer or have like a technical background to be in construction. So
Right.
you can give a HR professional a hammer and they can get into construction and actually employ the people that need to do the construction. So yeah, that's why we are where we are now.
Oh, okay. So let's
Yeah.
let's kind of go back to that journey because that was a
Uh-huh.
pivotal point for you starting that business. So take us through that journey with it. You first started. Of course, I know it's always a challenge, starting business in Africa. Well, business anywhere for that matter. But
Yeah.
you being a female, that's one thing, and then starting a construction, company. How did you go through that process of getting it started?
A young female at that. A young female at that, because I got into construction when I was only 30 years old. So,
Hmm.
of course, and construction, ideally, there's this stereotype that it's for giants, just people in. But I
Right.
said, I'm going to start small and just
Hmm.
do something.
Hmm.
Then evaluate what I have done and then see if I can do something better. So it's been a continuous learning process. I started by doing carrying out waterworks, which is just
Hmm.
construction of boreholes and water pans and all that.
Hmm.
But again, I get bored easily, so I was like, I need to do something,
Hmm.
something more challenging. Then I got into roadworks, and I got to learn more about that, and then I got into building construction. So now I can do literally any construction. You can call me today and tell me you need a high-rise building, and I'll actually do it for you.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what were some of the I would say the early challenges for you in starting the business? What are some?
Well, starting the business wasn't an issue per se because
Mm-hmm.
registration is in Kenya has been made a lot easier, because our government recently put in place the Huduma centers,
Mm-hmm.
which are like one-stop shops for services in the country. So
Right.
basically, you can walk into a Huduma center and get business registration services. You can get birth certificate services, any service in government. You can get it like in one place. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
registration and setting up the business wasn't really difficult. The difficult part was getting the business because
Mm.
construction again is done by the big wigs. So of course you have to have had a name for yourself before you walk into any government office and say, because I mostly do government tenders. So you have to walk into a government office, and tell them, yes, I'm capable, I have the machinery, because they evaluate you based on a number of things. Do you have the capital? Do you have the machinery? Do you have the equipment? Do
Mm-hmm.
you have the required technical staff needed to carry out these works? So proving yourself was the difficult part, because I was only a newbie in business. But I guess it only takes one person to give you a chance for your work to speak for itself.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. That's nice.